Hi Chris, this is just a video response on the problem you're having with your vented tumble dryer that's made by Hoover, and you've told me that you've got model number, bear with me one second, VHV380-80. Now it's only blowing cold air, and you've basically said to me that you have checked the heating system, and I want to go through that before we go any further, but you're suspecting that you've got a problem with the circuit board and the relay on the circuit board that's causing the problem. You've even told me it's an Omron G2RL-1A-E relay, 24 volt DC. But you didn't tell me the ampage, and the ampage is important because the heater relays on these tumble dryers, this is a Candy, but even on the Hoover, it's exactly the same machine, it's just badged up differently. These relays are normally 16 amp when it comes to the heating system. The lower ampage relays that may be 5 amp or 6 amp, I can't remember which they are, but the lower ampage are to do with the motor turning one direction and the other direction. So first things first, let's just quickly go through the machine. If you have a smart meter in your house, you're going to be able to identify if the heating system is not coming on at all by quickly checking this. Now I will put a link to a portable ampage and wattage meter like these, but this is one that you can plug in the household, and I will bring it up on the screen for you. Just turn your tumble dryer on, and actually I'm going to quickly turn this to a timed cycle. And the reason I put it on a timed cycle, in case you have something called a moisture sensor on your machine, which some tumble dryers have, the preset programs on your machine would actually be using a moisture sensor to detect whether water was in the clothing. And this measures the ohms resistance with regards the moisture in the air. And if it detects water, then the heater will come on. But if it doesn't detect water, then of course the heater will not come on. That's just one thing to notice. But when you initially press the start button and you look at the ampage meter, and let me just start the machine quickly for you, you can instantly see the motor kicks in at 200 watts, but then it jumps up to 2000 watts. This means the heating system has cut in. This means the circuit is good. But if it clicks out immediately, then you may have a problem with a sensor on the machine, or still even possible the relay. So you do want to make sure that all these sensors are working correctly. Now on some of the machines, they also have an NTC sensor on them, and you would be able to check that using the ohms reading on your meter, check across the NTC sensor and make sure the value is changing as it warms up or cools down. That's very important as well, because that gives the information to the circuit board. Now what I've done for you is put a link in the description on this video that's going to take you through to a web page on your specific machine. And I've managed to get you a workshop manual on this machine, the wiring diagram for this machine, which is very important because it does show you where the cutouts are and the thermostats that control the actual heating system. And there is also the workshop manual, as I said, and exploded diagrams of the machine so you can identify any of the components on the machine. And there is links to spare parts at the top of the page, but do make sure you use your full model number when trying to obtain parts. I've also put some useful videos on the page for you with regards testing the heating system, and also a detailed video I did a few years ago on how to replace the actual relays on the circuit board and actually how to test them as well. So all the information you need for this repair is on this specific page that I'm putting in the description for you. I hope all the information helps you, and do remember to give this video a thumbs up or subscribe to the channel, as that really does help our content get out to more people to assist them in repairing their appliance. Thanks very much indeed for contacting us, and if you need any further assistance, feel free to use the contact us page and come back to us with any information. But what would be really useful is if you could do a short video and upload it to your channel, then send me the link to be able to assist you in repairing your machine, as getting real-time video sometimes is more useful than sending emails backwards and forwards and not quite understanding what each of us are explaining. And that's why I do these video responses for people. Thanks very much indeed for contacting us. Good luck with your repair.